The Danish royal family is always in the spotlight, and lately, all eyes have been on Crown Prince Christian. For a while, he stepped in as regent while King Frederick and Queen Mary were out of the country. From February 7 to 16, the young heir took on the responsibility for royal duties while his parents went off on their winter break. And get this, it all happened at the same time that Crown Prince Christian was also serving in the Gardius Regiment in Slakos. Imagine that. The young prince not only had to handle official tasks on behalf of the monarch, but he also had to attend military drills and follow orders from his commanders. It was definitely a challenge, especially since he was used to the pomp and circumstance of royal life. But at the same time, he had to get used to the strict routine and physical demands of army life. Still, the prince took it all in stride, showing the calmness and seriousness he's had since childhood, preparing for the day he'll take on full responsibility for the country. Now that the king and queen's vacation has come to an end, King Frederick is back to his official duties at the Copenhagen Palace. Right after his return, he hit the ground running. On February 17, he already had audiences lined up on his calendar, and there are several important events on the horizon. For instance, there's a state visit to Finland scheduled for March 4 to 5, followed by a trip to France at the end of March. These visits are a big deal for the Danish royals since they help strengthen diplomatic ties and offer a chance to meet with leaders from other countries. With such a packed schedule, King Frederick and Queen Mary are doing their best to distribute responsibilities efficiently and plan every detail of their upcoming meetings. Speaking of Queen Mary, she's been making frequent trips back to her homeland, Australia, lately. Born in Hobart on the island of Tasmania, her visits always draw interest not only from the Danish public, but also from Australians. This time she wasn't alone. Her younger children, Princess Isabella, and twins, Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, joined her. So for most of the winter break, the Queen was enjoying her time back home, and even King Frederick joined later to share in the family fun. A similar trip took place at the end of 2023, when Queen Mary decided to spend some time in Australia, away from the prying eyes. She was accompanied by her younger children, and King Frederick joined her a bit later. It's clear that a family vacation requires a peaceful setting, and Australia is just the place where Mary feels at home. Fast forward to November 2024, and the Queen made another trip back home, though this time she only brought along Princess Josephine. And now, just 3 months later, it's been reported that Mary was spotted on the streets of Hobart, enjoying a stroll at the famous Salamanca market. Meanwhile, King Frederick is back on the home front, gearing up for a series of audiences and preparing for state visits. According to the royal calendar, Queen Mary's next official engagement is on February 24, a joint attendance at a service. As for Crown Prince Christian, one might assume he's relieved to be back focusing on his military duties after a stint as regent. The young prince still faces plenty of challenges, both in the army and in royal life, but by all accounts, he's handling his responsibilities brilliantly, showing good training, responsibility, and respect for tradition. This experience will be incredibly valuable when it's finally time for him to take the crown, and let's be honest, the Danes love seeing in him not just the heir, but someone who's keeping up with modern times, active, sporty, involved in charity projects, yet still committed to classic royal protocols. Watching him balance military life with royal duties is truly a fascinating spectacle for royal enthusiasts and anyone who loves royal news. For now, as the royal family gets back into their regular routine in Denmark, King Frederick and Queen Mary will be busy preparing for a meeting with Finnish officials in early March, showcasing their diplomatic finesse and commitment to strengthening international ties. After the Finland visit, the royals are headed to France, where no doubt there will be a slew of interesting events and meetings. It's expected that the Danish monarchs will present national interests, cultural projects, and initiatives designed to bring the two nations closer together. Visits on this scale require a meticulously planned program, so it's not surprising that even a short winter pause was put to good use, both for family time and for recharging before diving back into their busy schedules. In short, these days have shown that the Danish royal family really operates like a well-oiled machine. Each member is ready to step in and help out, while still keeping up with their own responsibilities and priorities.